Most people think manipulation looks obvious, loud, aggressive, easy to notice. But real manipulation doesn't feel like that. It feels normal. It blends into conversations, relationships, even small everyday decisions. And the strange part is, you usually don't notice it while it's happening. You only realize it after. But here's something interesting. If you pay attention closely during this video, you might start noticing something else happening too. Let's begin. Number 1. Gaslighting. You remember something clearly, a conversation, a moment, a detail. But the other person says it didn't happen, or that you misunderstood it. At first, you defend yourself. But over time, something shifts. You stop focusing on what happened and start focusing on whether your memory is wrong. That's gaslighting. It doesn't break your reality instantly. It bends it slowly, until you start outsourcing your own truth to someone else. And once that happens, you don't need to be controlled directly anymore, because you start doing it yourself. Love bombing. At the beginning, everything feels intense. Too intense. Attention, compliments, future promises. It feels like you're finally seen, finally valued. But there's a pattern underneath it. Speed. Everything moves faster than normal, and when things move fast, you don't get time to think. You just feel, and that feeling becomes attachment. Later, when the intensity drops, you don't question them. You question yourself. What did I do wrong? But nothing changed in you. The pattern did. Guilt tripping. This one doesn't sound like control. It sounds like disappointment. You don't care about me. After everything I've done, and suddenly your decision doesn't feel neutral anymore. It feels wrong. Even if logically you did nothing wrong. That's the shift. Your choice stays the same, but your emotion gets rewritten. And that's enough to influence you. Because humans don't act on logic. They act on discomfort. And now, here's something subtle. Something in this video is already shaping your attention. You might not notice it yet, but it's there. Number 4. Silent treatment. Silence is powerful. Not when it's peaceful, but when it's used strategically. Someone stops responding, stops engaging, and now you're left alone with uncertainty, and the mind hates uncertainty. So it fills the gap. What did I do? How do I fix this? Now your attention shifts away from truth and toward resolution. And in that moment, control changes direction. You're no longer reacting to the situation. You're reacting to the silence. 5. Breadcrumbing. Small attention. Random messages. Just enough to remind you they exist, but never enough to build stability. This creates a loop. You stop moving on because something still feels open. Not finished. Not closed. And unfinished things stay in the mind longer than complete ones. That's why you stay. Not because it's good, but because it's incomplete. Let's pause for a second. Because something important is happening right now, not in the topic. In you. You've been paying attention longer than expected. You're waiting for what comes next. And without realizing it, you're being guided by curiosity, not force. Curiosity. That's the same mechanism behind most influence. And now you can see it happening in real time. Let's continue. 6. Triangulation. Instead of direct communication, someone brings others into the situation. Everyone thinks this. They agree with me. Now it's not a conversation anymore. It's pressure. Because disagreement feels like isolation, and most people avoid isolation at all costs. So the group becomes a tool, even when the group isn't real. 7. Negging. A compliment with a hidden cut. You're actually pretty smart for you. It sounds small, but it changes how you see yourself. Just slightly. Enough to create doubt. And doubt creates dependency. Because once you're unsure, you start seeking validation from the same source that created the doubt. Weaponized. Incompetence. I'm just bad at this. So you do it instead. At first, it feels like helping. But repetition turns it into expectation. And what makes it effective is consistency, not effort, because effort would lead to learning. But avoidance leads to dependency, and dependency creates imbalance. 9. Intermittent. Reinforcement. This is one of the strongest psychological hooks. Most of the time, nothing feels good. But occasionally, something does. And that unpredictability is what makes it powerful, because the brain doesn't chase consistency, it chases reward. And unpredictable reward is the hardest to stop chasing. That's why people stay longer than they should, not because of what is happening, but because of what might happen next. And number 10, DARVO. You raise an issue, something real, something that affected you, but the response flips quickly. Denial, then attack, then reversal. Now the focus is no longer the issue. It's you, your tone, your timing, your reaction, and the original problem disappears. Not solved, just replaced. Now step back for a moment. Because something important just happened, you didn't just hear 10 patterns, you experienced attention being guided. Moments of curiosity, moments of pause, moments where your mind wanted resolution. That's how influence works. Not through force, but through awareness gaps. And once you can see that, it becomes harder for anyone to use it without you noticing. If this changed how you see things, make sure to subscribe, because the more you understand these patterns, the less power they have over you. And now the real question is, which one felt familiar?